सहना ववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। बोलिए श्री वेदव्यास भगवान की जय। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। बोलिए श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। सदा शिव समारंभां शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वंदे गुरु परंपरां। बोलिए श्री शंकराचार्य भगवान की जय। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। Welcome to the 63rd episode of Srimad Bhagavad Gita through the lens of Bhagavan Sri Adi Sankaracharya. We are in the 29th verse today. We completed in chapter 13 Kshetragnya Vibhaga Yoga. We've been saying it for the last 4 days and today is the 5th day. Verse number 29. So he's talking, Bhagavan is talking about Prakriti and Purusha. Earlier it was Kshetra and Kshetragnya. The terminology is different, but the substance is the same. Kshetragnya is the Purusha and Kshetra is the field. Prakriti is the content of the field and Purusha is the Kshetragnya. 29th verse. Prakratyaiva cha karmani kriyamāṇāni sarvashah yah pashyati tathatmanam akartaram sa pashyati. Prakritya, prakritihi bhagavataha maya trigunatmika. So what is prakriti? Prakriti is Bhagavan's power, Bhagavan's maya. What is the content of that power? Trigunatmika, Sattva guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. 3 gunas. Mayam tu prakritim vidyat. Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Iti mantravarnat taya prakritya eva cha na anyena mahadadi karya karana akara parinataya karmani vangmanaha kayarabhyani kriyamāṇāni nirvartyamāṇāni sarvashah sarvaprakaraihi yaha pashyati upalabhyate. The one who sees that it is Bhagavan's prakriti consisting of Sattva guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, according to the mantras of the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, what is happening is na anyena, not otherwise. Mahadadi, Mahat is that the Mahat is that basic element which is present in the atmosphere and it is present within us also. Mahadadi, from beginning from Mahat. Karya, Karana, Akara. Karya means the cause. Karya is the effect and Karana is the cause. In the form of cause and effect. Akara Parinataya. This Mahat gets transformed into Karya and Karana. Karmani Vangmanaha Kaya Rabhyani. So the actions begin. How do they begin? Vak. Through the speech, action is done. Manaha. Through the mind, action is done. And through the body also, action is done. Kriyamāṇāni karmāni. The actions that are done. Nirvartyamāṇāni. And also completed and finished. Sarvashaha sarvaprakaraihi yaha pashyati upalabhyate. The one who sees it in this manner, in this way, everywhere, by all means, then he understands what is that Prakriti and what is the Purusha, what is the Kshetra and the Kshetragnya. Tatha Atmanam Kshetragnyam Akartaram Sarva Upadhi Varjitam Pashyati Sa Paramartha Darshi iti Abhiprayaha. So the thought or the understanding is, who is a Paramartha Darshi, who is the one who sees that Supreme Self, Tatha Atmanam, the Self. Who is the Self? The Kshetragnya, the knower of the field. What is his quality? Akartaram. He does not do anything. It does not do anything. And it is free of all upadhis. It is free of all limiting adjuncts. It is free of all limitations such as the body, mind and intellect. Sarva upadhi vivarjitam pashyati. The one who sees in this way, the self, the Atma, the Kshetragnya, is called Paramartha Darshi, the one who sees the supreme truth. Iti abhiprayah. Nirgunasya akartuhu nirvisheshasya akashasya iva bhede pramana anupapattihi ityartaha. For the nirguna. Nirguna means no qualities. There is no sattva guna, there is no rajoguna, there is no tamoguna. Transcended all qualities. Akartuhu, the one who does not do. Nirvishesha, there is no speciality also about that self. About the Atma, it is the same everywhere and in everything. Akashasya iva bhede. There you cannot, the Akasha is the same everywhere. The space is the same everywhere. You cannot give a kind of a split understanding of the space, and there is no pramana, there is no proof to dissect space and understand it. In the same way, the Atma, the self, is one everywhere and in everything, in all manners, in all ways. So you cannot split it and understand it as this and that. It is only, it alone is ityarthaha. This is the meaning. Punarapi tadeva samyak darshanam shabdantarena prapanchati. There is another way by which the samyak darshanam or clear knowledge is being concluded and said, spoken about, explained. Yada bhuta prithak bhavam ekasthamanupashyati tata eva cha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. Yada, when, yada, yasmin kale, in which time, bhuta prithak bhavam, bhutanam prithak bhavam, prithakvam ekastham, ekasmin atmani sthitam ekastham anupashyati. In that one Atman, when a person is seeing the different beings that are there, so we are all that one Atman only, but yet we are all, there are a lot of differences among us. Prithakvam, seeing them differently. Atmani sthitam ekastham anupashyati. Anupashyati means continuously seeing the differences. Shastra acharya upadeshataha, through the shastras and through the acharya, the teacher, matva atma pratyakshatvena pashyati atmai vedam sarvam. Chandogya Upanishad says iti. Through the teachings of the scriptures and the acharyas, when a person practices the seeing of the one Atma present in different beings, then Atmai Vedam Sarva, Atma Eva Idam Sarvam. He comes to the understanding that the self alone is everything that is manifest here. Tata eva cha tasmat eva cha vistaram utpattim vikasam atmataha pranaha atmataha ashatmataha smara atmata akasha atmataha teja atmata apa atmata avirbhava tirobhava va atmataha annam. So then he begins to understand tata eva cha tasmat, because of that understanding, eva, because of that understanding alone, vistaram utpattim vikasam. There is the tataye vacha vistaram. Everything is an expanded understanding now. What is the expanded understanding? Atmata pranaha. From the Atman only prana comes out. Prana or the life force is manifest. Atmata ashat mataha. Asha is hope and expectation. This comes from the self only. Smara atmataha. Memory is also coming from the Atma. Akasha atmataha. The space is also coming from the Atma. Teja, this brilliance is also coming from the Atma. Atmata, apa, water is also coming from Atma. Atmata, avirbhava tirobhavat. Atmano, Atmanaha. Avirbhava tirobhava. Whatever is manifesting and whatever goes into hiding, whatever disappears, is everything is happening from the Atman only. And Annam, Atmata Annam. Food also arises from the self. Iti एवं आदिप्रकारैः विस्तारं यदा पश्यति ब्रह्म संपद्यते ब्रह्म एव भवति तदा अस्मिन् काले तस्मिन् काले इत्यर्थः. When the person begins to understand in this way and experience the self in this manner, that everything begins from the self alone, then that person becomes that Brahman itself. Tasmin kale, when he is contemplating in this manner, that person is none other than Brahman. Ekasya atmanah sarvadehatmatve tad dosha sambandhe prapte idam uchyate. Suppose there is only one Atma, it is said, and there are so many bodies, and there are so many pollutants, so many disruptions, so many distractions, so many unwanted qualities in everybody. Will all the qualities affect the Atma? Will all the qualities, because that same Atma is present everywhere, it is like you spread one cloth over many objects, and different parts of the object may be dirty, or it may be slimy, or it may have oil or grease in it. The cloth will get affected by that. In the same way, will the Atma get affected? No. What happens? 31st verse. Anaditvan nirgunatvat paramatmayam avyayah sharirasthopi kaunteya nakaroti na lipyate. Anaditvat, this Atma, this self is anadi. There is no adi, there is no beginning for this self. Bhavaha, anaditva, anadehe bhavaha. That quality of being present at all times is anadi bhava. Anaditvam, adihi karanam tat yasya na asti. It does not have a cause. The Atman is causeless. It is just present at all times. It did not, it was not born because of something or because of somebody. It was not born. Karanam tat yasya na asti tad anadihi. That which does not have a cause is called anadi. Yadahi adimat tat svena atmana vyeti ayam tu anaditvat niravayava iti kritva na vyeti. Whatever is having a beginning will deteriorate from its nature, will become zero, or it will have an addition, or it might have a subtraction, and finally it will get dissolved. But here, Adimat tat svena atmana vyeti. It will deteriorate. I am tu anadivitvat. This Atma is anadi. It does not have any cause. It does not have any beginning. Niravayava. It does not have any parts. Iti kritva na vyeti. It does not get denuded also. The closest example that we can see is the sky or the waters in the ocean, which is not a close example. They are very physical. You can see them. It is grossly, it is visible for our experience. Atma is not grossly visible, but when we talk about that oneness, the oneness of the Atma, this can be a closest comparison. Tatha nirgunatvat sagunaha hi gunavyayat vyeti ayam tu nirgunatvat na vyeti iti. Paramatma ayam avyayaha na asya vyayaha vidyate iti avyayaha. Vyaya means expenditure. No expenditure is known for this Paramatma. Nirgunatvat. There are no gunas. There are no sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. Sagunaha hi gunavyayat vyeti. Only if there are gunas, the gunas will get changed, the gunas will modify, the gunas will deteriorate. So then there will be changes. But this is nirguna, Avyayaha na asya vyayaha. It is avyaya also means indeclinable. It does not have any kind of a declension. Asya vyayaha vidyate na asya vyayaha vidyate iti avyayaha. That which does not change or modify into something that which does not get expended is avyaya. Yata evam ataha. Why in this manner it is so? Therefore, sharirastha api sharireshu atmanaha upalabdhihi bhavati iti sharirastha uchyate tatha na karoti. This atma in this body, we are able to understand its presence, but tatha na karoti. It is not. It is just there. It is present. The Sharira is not creating this Atma. It is not manufacturing it. This it is only understood that it is there in this body because through this means we are able to have the presence, the capability, the capacity to understand or study or know about the self. Uchyate tatha na karoti. The Atma is not doing anything. It does not do any action. Tad akarnat evam tad phalena na lipyate. Since it does not do anything, the results of any action does not touch the Atman. Phalena na lipyate. Tad akarnat. In this manner, because it does not do anything, the results of action also do not touch the Atman. यो हि कर्ता स कर्मफलेन लिप्यते अयम तु अकर्ता अतः न फलेन लिप्यते इत्यर्थः. The one who is a doer only will find the results of the action. The Atma is not the doer, so it has no results of any action to face. कः पुनः देहेषु करोति लिप्यते च आदि तावत् अन्यः परमात्मनः देहि करोति लिप्यते च तत इदम् अनुपपन्नम् उक्तं क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ ईश क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ ईश्वरैकत्वं क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि इत्यादि. Then who is doing the actions? Who is enjoying the results of the actions or suffering the results of the actions? There is other than the Paramatma, there is a Shariri, the one who is living in the body, and that is doing the actions. Kshetragnyam chapi mam vidhi. It is understood that Kshetragnya and Ishvara are only one, and they are not two. Kshetragnyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. अथ न अस्ति ईश्वरात् अन्यः देहि कः करोति लिप्यते च इति वाच्यं परो वा नास्ति इति. There is nobody else other than Ishvara. Then who is doing and who is enjoying the results? Who is being tainted by the results of the action? Paro va na asti iti. There is nobody else. Other than that, there is nobody else. Sarvatha durvignyayam durvachyam cha iti bhagavat proktam aupanishadam darshanam parityaktam vaisheshikaihi sankhyarha tad bodhaihi cha. So it is very difficult to understand this. It is very difficult, and this has been spoken of by the Vaisheshikas. The people, Vaisheshika is a system of philosophy, and Sankhya system of philosophy also. They say it is very difficult. Even by the Arhat, the Jains and the Bauddhas also, this has been kept aside. They have not spoken about it because it's very difficult to understand. According to the Upanishads, the philosophy of the Upanishads, this is very difficult to understand. Tatra ayam pariharaha bhagavata svena eva uktaha. So the difficulty has been reduced by Bhagavan himself. And what is swabhavastu pravartate iti. It acts on its own, by its own nature. Avidya matra swabhavaha hi karoti lipyate iti vyavaharaha bhavati. Natu paramarthata ekasmin paramatmani tadasti. Only this avidya swabhava, the nature of avidya, the nature of ignorance of Maya Shakti is only doing, and it is only enjoying the results of the action or suffering the results of the action. In the Supreme Self, there is no action that is happening. अथ एतस्मिन् परमार्थ सांख्य दर्शने स्थितानां ज्ञाननिष्ठानां परमहंस परिव्राजकानां तिरस्कृत अविद्या व्यवहाराणां कर्माधिकारः न अस्ति इति तत्र तत्र दर्शितं भगवता. It has been spoken of here and there that the ones the ones who are established in the Sankhya Darshana of the thought that there is only one Atman, who are all having Nishtha in that, and who are Paramahamsa Parivrajakas, they have renounced everything and they are roaming around in the world, sannyasis. This they have given up all avidya, all ignorance related actions in this world, and they do not have any adhikara. There is no need or there is no authority for them to do karma or to do actions. And Bhagavan has been pointing that out here and there in many places. Kim iva na karoti na lipyate iti atra drishtantam aha. There is an example that is given by which this Atma, this self, na karoti na lipyate. How to understand that? By this example. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham nopalipyate sarvatravasthito dehe tathatmanopalipyate. Because the akasha, the space, is sarvagatam, yatha, in which way the space is everywhere. Gatam means it goes everywhere, means it is present everywhere. Akasham saukshmyat, it is sukshma, it is very, very, very subtle. This the space in front of us, we cannot touch it and feel it. We can only know and understand that there is space. In no way can we touch and understand space. We cannot smell space. We cannot hear space. By hearing sounds, we know that there is space, because the sound is the essence of space. We cannot feel space like we feel air. We cannot feel the warmth of space because space does not have any expression of heat. We cannot feel the wetness in space, or we cannot feel the muddiness in space unless we put in some earth matter like pollutants, or we spray some water. Even then we can only feel water, we cannot feel space. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham no lipyate. This akasha, because it is very subtle and it is everywhere, it is untouched by anything. Sarvatra avasthito dehe tathatma na upalipyate. In the same way, this Atman is present everywhere in this body, but still it is not touched by the body, just like space is not touched by any of the other things or objects or elements. Yatha sarvagatam vyapi api sat saukshmyat sukshma bhavat akasham kham na upalipyate. The space is untouched by anything because it is subtle and it is present everywhere. Na sambadhyate sarvatra avasthita dehe tatha atma na upalipyate. In the same way, the space is unconnected with everything. In the same way, Atma is also present. It is not connected or in touch with the body. It is not in contact with the body, nor does a body, nor the body or anything else related to the body is able to touch the Atma. Kimcha, furthermore, yatha prakashayatyekah kritsnam lokamimam ravihi kshetram kshetri tatha kritsnam prakashayati bharata. This is another example. Yatha prakashayati avabhasayati ekaha kritsnam lokam imam ravihi. This one sun is lighting up this whole world. Savita adityaha tatha tadvat. In that same way, mahabhutadi dhrutyantam kshetram ekaha sun prakashayati kaha kshetri paramatma ityarthaha. That paramatma, the kshetri, the one who is living in the kshetra, in the field, is lightening up this whole field of this universe. Meaning, lightening up means we are able to experience this world in our mind in the form of thoughts because of the presence of that kshetri, that paramatma ityarthaha. It lights up that thought. Ravi drishtantaha atra atmana ubhayarthaha api bhavati ravivat sarvakshetreshu eka atma alam alepakaha cha iti. This Ravi Drishtantaha, this example of the sun is pointing out two things. Atmanaha ubhayartaha api bhavati. The example is pointing out two different things. What are they? Ravivat sarva kshetreshu eka atma. Only one soon. Ekahi suryaha. This very beautiful. Satyam Shivam Sundar. Ekahi suryaha. The song is very beautiful. Ekahi suraj hai. Lata Mangeshkar song, very beautiful. Satyam Shivam Sundaram Sarvakshetreshu Eka Atma. There is only one self that lights up everything, all the whole field. Alepakaha cha iti. And just like nothing in this world can touch the sun, which is lighting up the world, neither. They say in this Manisha Panchakam by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya, Kim gam gambuni bimbitembaramano chandala vati payaha. Whether it is the waters of the Ganga or whether it is the Nalla, the water of the gutters that are running, which are very dirty, neither can the Ganga's water purify the sunlight that falls on the Ganga, or neither the waters of the gutter can make the sunlight impure. So in the same way, Atma, alepakaha cha iti, this Atma cannot be touched by anything. Samat, why should we know about this? This is you. This is your nature. This is my nature. So it is very important to know who I truly am. So this is the true nature of myself, our own self. Samasta adhyaya artha upasamhararthaha ayam shlokaha. So the following shloka is concluding the meaning of this whole adhyaya, this whole chapter. Kshetragnayorevam antaram jnana chakshusha bhuta prakriti moksham cha ye viduryanti te param. So the one who understands is Kshetra. Kshetra is the field. Kshetragnya is the knower of the field. Antaram, within us. Jnana chakshusha, by our light of consciousness. The one who understands this, by learning, by contemplating about it and meditating upon it, the one who understands and learns, bhuta prakriti moksham cha. They get freed from this bhuta. Bhuta means a condensed form of existence, which is having the five elements and having the sattva guna, rajoguna and tamoguna, and making us function within the limitations of these five elements and within the limitations of sattva, rajas and tamogunas. So we get free from that. We begin to function freely without any limitations. Te viduhu yanti. Those who know this, yanti te param. They attain that supreme space of existence. Kshetra kshetragnya yoho yatha akhyayatayoho evam yatha pradarshita prakarena antaram itara vailakshanya vishesham jnana chakshusha shastra acharyopa upadesha janitam atma pratyayika jnanam chakshuhu tena jnana chakshusha. One who studies this Kshetra and Kshetragnya as taught by the teacher and who contemplates on this, Shastra, Acharya, Upadesha, Janitam, not by our own self, not by just taking up any book from the library and reading, but through the Shastras and through the teacher. When we learn this, Atma Pratyayika Jnanam, and this knowledge of the self, that thought comes in our mind, Chakshuhu, through that thought, through that knowledge, Tena Jnana Chakshusha, that is called the eye of wisdom, the Jnana, the thought of the eye of knowledge. Bhuta Prakriti Moksham cha, Bhutanam Prakritihi, Avidya Lakshana, Avyaktakya, Tasya Bhuta Prakritehe. Avyakta means unmanifest, Avidya means ignorance, I don't know. There is nothing called I don't know for that person. He becomes the all-knowing being. Bhuta Prakritehe, Mokshanam. They are freed from this avidya, from this ignorance. Abhava gamanam. This ignorance goes away in their life. Like how you shine the torch and darkness is not to be seen. In the same way, the light of consciousness of the Kshetra and the Kshetragnya drives away the darkness of ignorance, avidya. Cha ye viduhu vijananti yanti gachanti te param paramartha tattvam brahma na punaha devam adadate ityartaha. So they become one with that Brahman and they do not come back to take another body in this world. With this 34 verses, chapter 13 is completed by the grace of the Guru, by the grace of Ishvara, by the grace of Bhagavan Vedavyasa, and by the grace of Bhagavan Sri Sankaracharya. We are coming to an end of this chapter on this last day of this month, November 30. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Kshetragnya Yogo Nama Trayodashodhyayaha. So this is the 13th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is also an Upanishad, and because it teaches about Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of the Brahman, and it is also a Shastra on yoga, how to identify with action, with thought, and with emotions and good feelings. Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. It's a discussion between Krishna and Arjuna, and the name of this chapter is Kshetra, Kshetragnya Yogaha. Kshetra is the field, Kshetragnya is the knower of the field. Trayo Dasho Adhyayaha, the 13th chapter is over with this. Whatever we may learn, we just end with Namasmarana. Jaya Hari Govinda Jaya Nanda Lala. Jaya Hari Govinda Jaya Nanda Lala. Radha Lola Rasa Vilola. Radha Lola Rasa Vilola. Tribhuvana Paripala Dina Dayala. Tribhuvana Paripala Dina Dayala. Jaya Hari Govinda Jaya Nanda Lala. Meera ke Prabhu Giridhara Nagar. Surdas Prabhu Giridhar Nagar. Bhakta Sakha Bhagavan Gopala. Jaya Hari Govinda Jaya Nanda Lala. Jaya Hari Govinda Jaya Nanda Lala. Radha Lola Rasa Vilola. Tribhuvana Paripala Dina Dayala. Jaya Hari Govinda Jaya Nanda Lala. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boliye Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Hari Om.